Only 2 rounds to go and things are as tight and as interesting as they've been all season. The GoSquadra Formula Super Series is on the streets of Detroit for the very first time. The SCP Foundation Database Grand Prix of Detroit is around the turn on turn 200.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... He landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the 2 women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series here on Turn 200. My name is Tommy Cook. Matt Williamson will be alongside here momentarily, getting ready for the SCP Foundation Database Grand Prix of Detroit. It's at the Belle Isle circuit, the old one. The new one is not on iRacing, and honestly, I like the old one better. That's just me being an old head, I guess. 2.36 miles, 14 turns, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This is going to be a grueling and exacting race for the drivers of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series. To show you what they are in for, here is a short lap from Matt Short.
Matthew Short, test driver for FSS. We are here in round 9 at Belle Isle. We're going to brake just before the 200, down to 5th for this really fast 1-2 section, down to 4th as soon as you turn in. Careful over that bump. Going to have a long straight down into 3, where we're going to hit the brakes around the 300 marker board. Just because it's so squared off, I brake a bit earlier, down to 2nd. Make sure you hit those curves, but get right off of it because it turns into grass. Turn 4, 3rd gear, and then quick over to the right side for this left-hander, 3rd yet again. Turn 6, I do miss the apex here a bit, so you want to bring in a little bit more, but luckily I was able to carry some speed through there. We have this long right-left sweeper completely flat out up to turn 7, which again, we're going to be looking at that 300 marker board. Hit it down to 2nd. Going to bring it up to 3rd briefly before back down to 2nd for turn 8. Got to be careful on the throttle here, the rear end likes to come out. Bring it up to 4th here, bring it down to 3rd, and then for this hairpin, you got to be careful with that direction change, because as you're braking, it's right when you change the direction, you can lock up that tire. Here, the 200 marker board, again, just 3rd, this whole track you like to understeer through all the apexes. But that is a lap of Belle Isle.
High speeds, tight turns, and oh my god, was that a bumpy lap. That is what these drivers are going to have to survive here tonight at Detroit Belle Isle. With only 2 races left to go, the championship is as tight as ever. We'll talk about that in just a moment. As always, Turn 200's coverage of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series has presenting partners. And for tonight's Grand Prix at Detroit Belle Isle, it is brought to you by the SCP Foundation Database. Experience the SCP Foundation's database of dangerous and perplexing phenomena in this immersive audio adaptation of the long-running collaborative horror fiction series, available wherever you listen to podcasts. It is also presented by 4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoe and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers, and GoSquadra, the title sponsor of the Formula Super Series. GoSquadra's mission is to enhance race team management across all sim racing platforms. GoSquadra will connect drivers with teams, manage race events, create and edit stint schedules, enable easy stint adjustments on the fly during a live race, and much more. Coming soon, head over to GoSquadra.com. So we welcome you live to the remainder of qualifying here. We'll welcome in Matt Williamson. First time we got to feature Detroit Belle Isle on the channel, you were not here. So you get to take it all in here today with, instead of the Mission R car, with something infinitely more fragile and dangerous. So it's a great spot to be in from your vantage point.
Yeah, I guess you could say so. I mean, this circuit is, I mean, it's a street circuit, and we know what to expect from these at this point. Very tight corners, and much like Long Beach, you and I were talking about earlier, there's a lot of corners where the exit kind of juts out to you, so you think you have a little bit wider turn than you really do because the barriers kind of jut out from the concrete. So yes, it's going to be very difficult. The cars are fragile, like you said. Not much room to navigate here, and I mean, what else? What more else can we say? This is the penultimate round in the championship, by the way, which is pretty close.
I was going to say, with only 2 sprints and 2 features left to go, as tight as the turns are here at Detroit Belle Isle, things are tighter off the track, if you could believe that.
And let's go ahead and take a look. Here are the driver standings for the GoSquadra Formula Super Series. This is the main pro division. Mitch Welker is atop the points right now at 335. Jauti Gregorio only 4 points behind there in second. And Titus Sherlock, of course, who has been unbelievably quick but has run into unbelievably bad luck as well. He sits there in third, not far behind either, less than 20 points, in fact. Jeff Groff, Hunter Engrav, Zach Buchanan, Christopher Hill, JJ Wang, Kevin Minomi, and Christian Jasper round out your top 10. But it is those three drivers at the top that are fighting for the championship points here, and these last couple rounds are going to be something special.
Yes, they are, for sure. Do we have a look at the AM championship standings as well?
We certainly do. We'll go ahead and pull it up, and Brett Hahn is at the top. This one's pretty tight as well. He is atop the points with 149. Nick Flory has scored 142, and Cody Claiborne is pretty close here as well. Those three have really battled hard all season. Kyle Allen has come on really strong here in the second half of the season, but maybe just a little bit too late to have a chance at getting a championship, but might be able to get himself into a podium for the points championship. So great stuff from all of these drivers. Dan Miglin, David Patton, Drew White, Peter Donchek, Vincent Keefe, and Gail Rolls round out your top 10 here in the AM standings.
So 3-lap qualifying tonight shakes things up a bit. Right as we were about to come on air, Joe DiGregorio had the top time. But on the third lap, Titus Sherlock scratched and clawed his way back up to the top of the scoring pylon by 17/100ths of a second. Sherlock has been very, very fast, not just tonight, but all season. But in practice, he was definitely the man to beat on this starting grid. He's had some decent looks in the sprint races of late, but has not finished a feature since round number 3. And he's still in the hunt for the points championship based on his successes early in this season. Can tonight be the night that the 311 puts it back in victory lane? We're about to find out as we're underway for the sprints. Starting lineup will look like this. It is Sherlock and DiGregorio. They will be on the front row. Mitch Welker starting in third. These are your championship protagonists. Jeff Groff, fittingly enough, fourth in the points. He will start fourth on the starting grid. Cody Claiborne, top AM on the grid. Nice run for him. He will start in fifth. Byron Daly will line up to his outside in sixth. Kyle Allen, another AM driver, there in seventh. Christian Jasper is here in eighth. He's tonight's sponsor. Christopher Hill, Dakota DeMade will round out the top 10 on the starting grid. Goyette and Buchanan, Siefker and Johnston, Wang and Hahn, Blaum, and Matt Schlosser, who's back in the lineup here tonight for the first time since round number 2. Brian Labarge and Dan Miglin, your top 20 starters. We've got 24 here tonight. Last week's feature winner, Michael Costello, will start shotgun on the field in 24th. Matt Williamson, it looks like a lovely day in Detroit. What do we got for the weather conditions?
It certainly does, Tommy. Let's take a look. 79 degrees is the track temperature. A very nice 74 degrees is the ambient temperature here. A little bit of humidity, about 51%. Really no wind to speak of, only at 1 mile an hour right now. So should be pretty good conditions for the drivers here as we're getting ready to go rolling for the sprint. It's a 15-minute sprint here. Expecting 12 to 13 laps. No fast repairs as always. Don't forget that they do get 200 seconds of overtake in both races. They do get that here in the sprint as well. And there is an incident limit. 17x is going to get you a drive-through penalty. 25x is going to get you a disqualification. However, with this track, I don't think there's going to be any point incident outs. I think you're just going to crash and be out of these races here tonight.
I think that's a fair assumption. It's Gabe Plays cheering on JJ Wang. He's good on the street circuits. He will start back at 15th here for the sprint. I'm sure Jeff Mathis is doing that as well. Hello to everybody in the chat hanging out with us. Engines are about to fire as the lights go red. They're about to go green. We're underway. Into the tight right-hander in turn number 1. Not a great start there for Titus Sherlock. He gives up the lead right away to Joe DiGregorio. Here's Welker looking for a way through already. We'll peek out to the left here, headed to another right-hander. Sherlock out breaks and will defend for second.
Come side by side a little bit further back. Everybody is through well so far.
Well enough, anyway. No incidents to speak of yet.
Whoa! There was
we
a
go.
close one. JJ, I think, might have gotten a little bit too hot into the corner, missed his braking zone. Just a touch. He ends up going wide, and Zach Flaum is able to get underneath.
A couple of pit lane starters, but for the most part, everybody is all here together, tailing João de Gregorio at the front of the field.
Good battle for top AM already as well. A couple of them qualified quite well. Kyle Allen, Cody Claiborne in the top 10 right now.
And Allen has leapfrogged Claiborne. Claiborne is back multiple positions already. Allen, the top AM, as lap number 1 will go in the books. De Gregorio with an 0.8 of a second lead on Titus Sherlock. Another 0.6 back to Mitch Welker. Top 3 in the points, top 3 on the track. For as tight and cajoling as this track is, that was as impressive of an opening lap as we've had all season, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where you would expect at least a couple of incident points for some drivers, as you see Flaum and I believe this is Goyette going through. Flaum had pretty good run, had to get off the throttle to not run into the back of the 12. Goyette is through. But you'd expect to see some incidents with tight confines, some side-by-side going on here, but the drivers are having themselves a day. None of that so far.
Yeah, literally 0 incident points across the entirety of the field on the opening lap, and still sitting at 0 here on lap 2 is now. Maybe not. It's Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah, he's going to go long. That's not the worst result in the world there, but he's going to lose the top AM spot. He'll plummet through the running order here down to the back of the field.
Oh, and I think he's having a problem getting going here, unless he's just waiting for literally everybody. Yeah, I guess so. He had an opportunity to get into line there, as now Jeff Groff has an opportunity to battle with Byron Daly. Oh, Zach Flaum's had a problem.
Zach Flaum. That's a big problem. Labarge has also crashed. There's 3 cars around in turn number 2. Oh, and that will be the first meatballs.
Oh, there's more trouble. 3 of them go around.
That's Hill and Wang and
I think
Brett Hahn as well. Oh, a disaster all of a sudden. Mario Capellucci will get involved. I mean, they are still piling up here in turn number 3. Goodness gracious. Wang, Flaum, Labarge, Capellucci, Costello, Goyette, all going to be out of the sprint.
You see Capellucci trying to continue, but that tire, or entire wheel, I should say, is perpendicular to the ground. That is not going to bode very well for finishing this race.
Well, lap 1 was a cakewalk. Lap number 2, not so much.
I guess drivers knew they were going to have to be patient on lap 1, and then they all decided they needed to go in lap 2, and it did not end well for many.
Well, Titus Sherlock went purple last time by, and then João de Gregorio took the purple time away, but I believe maybe I'm just lagging out of the session, actually, now that I'm thinking of it.
Great.
I'll see if I'm still here in a second.
Looks like Christopher Hill has jumped to the pits as well. He has too much damage from that incident. He was trying to continue. I think that was that into the final corner, Tommy? Pretty close. We'll have to see if we can take a look back at some incidents here, as we have a lot happening. Jasper and Claiborne battling for 7th. Jeff Groff did get through on Byron Daly, and now Zach Buchanan had a shot at Daly here just a few corners ago. Oh, and Matt Johnston's now had a problem. Johnston has jumped to the pits.
It's very interesting whatever's happening to my PC, because I can watch the race on my live timing, but I cannot watch it on iRacing itself.
We'll get you some help.
I think I'm beyond help.
Dan Miglin's now had a problem. We're not only losing drivers on the track, we're losing broadcasters and spectators as well. on the surface. Everybody's dropping like flies here. Siefker and Dance starting to dance for 10th here now. Buchanan right to the back of Daly. They continue to battle. We're going to stick with this battle between Siefker and Cameron Dance for now. And in fact, we're going to go on board with Cameron Dance. Show you around this tight, tricky track while also trying to make a pass. Very, very difficult. Oh, did you hear the tires? My goodness. And the wheel input. Pretty good moment there for Dance. He loses some time from it. Boy, he must have the force feedback turned up to 11 on this thing. The wheel is making some very erratic movements. Those two continue to battle as Titus Sherlock has started to reel in Di Gregorio little by little here. Was about a 10th and a half faster the last lap around. Oh my goodness, Siefker and Dance. They have crashed. That is an understatement. I don't know what happened there. We'll try and take a look back at a few of these. Dance is trying to continue when he was just buried into the catch fence a moment ago. Usually Tommy would tell me if he has a meatball flag or not. I can't believe he doesn't if that is the case. Let's take a look at that one. Dance around the outside. Siefker trying to hang on to it. Oh, they run out of room with each other there. That's going to end Siefker's race. Dance is still out on the racetrack. And last lap around, João Di Gregorio 1/10 faster than Titus Sherlock. So the advance from Sherlock has stalled just a bit here. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. This is the continued battle between Buchanan and Daly. Buchanan nearly got into the back of the 66 there. Had to back off of the throttle, but that is going to bring Christian Jasper into this fight as well. This is all for a top 5. Last lap around, João Di Gregorio with the purple lap of the race so far, a 1:12.61. Sherlock with a 1:12.82, so a couple of tenths gain for João the last time around. They're about to come to the line here. And this time, Sherlock puts up the purple lap, a 1:12.54 for Sherlock, a 1:12.7 for João, so 2.5 tenths faster. Excuse me, that would be a 10th and a half faster for Sherlock. So he's they're trading laps here.
All right, I think I'm back, which is nice.
Came back at a good time. Buchanan and Daly nearly attempting to trade paint here as well, but Buchanan finally gets through. He has been fighting for that one for quite a while.
It's only 12 cars on the track out of the 24 that started. We've seen some chaos the last 3 weeks, that is for sure.
Last 3 weeks? How about the last 9 rounds?
Well, yes. But, I mean, pretty much every time cars have taken to the track the last 3 weeks, including tonight, 50% of the grid has not finished the race.
I don't know if I think you might have been gone. You missed one heck of an accident between Cameron Dance and Nate Seifker.
Sounds like it. Sounds like somebody got impaled, which typically you want to avoid at the racetrack.
Well, yeah, usually. Actually, Dance is still out on the racetrack, so there are 13 running.
He has a meatball flag, so that will have to change
there you go.
shortly.
He's had it for probably quite a while, though. So he's just refused to come in.
So 3.5 minutes to go. Half a second between Di Gregorio and Sherlock. And they are the closest two on the track, save for Byron Daly and Christian Jasper. Jasper taking a pump fake here.
Daly will go. Braking zone.
He'll go long, trying to play some defense.
So Jasper gets through, who was applying the pressure. Cody Claiborne also gets through, but for Daly, I mean, DeMade is about 8 seconds behind. So he has some breathing room to kind of get his bearings underneath him a little bit.
And Claiborne has breathing room as well for top AM with Kyle Allen, the only other amateur driver still out on the track at this point. Should Di Gregorio and Sherlock get to scrapping here in the final couple minutes, Mitch Welker's inside of a second behind as well. So this could really get a little dicey up front.
Certainly could, and Welker put up the purple lap of the race, so he is starting to close in here as well, regardless of whether Di Gregorio and Sherlock battle.
Apologies if we've got anybody in chat. Don't have my chat up. Maybe we'll get that resituated after the mid-roll break here.
We've got quite the crew going on here. I can promise you that. Always appreciate the chatters here with us. We know you're going to enjoy this one.
Should be 2 laps to go at the line. And it's really tightening up here for the top 3. These year championship 3 as well. Di Gregorio, last season's champion. Titus Sherlock, the early season dominator, and Mitch Welker, who's been very consistent and won multiple Grand Prix this season.
And I know we talk a lot about it's one thing to catch, another to pass, but that is especially prevalent here.
Yes.
This you almost have to count on somebody making a mistake to be able to pounce, especially with the talent that we have up here in the top 3.
Christian Jasper just ran a pretty sporty lap. He's trying to work his way into the top 5. We'll keep an eye on that. Di Gregorio trying to make it another lap and a half, mistake-free, to bring home yet another sprint victory.
Top 3 all just about equidistant from each other here.
Lovely. White flag. Purple lap by all 3. They all clocked it that time. They are on the button.
But Welker, the fastest of them all by a whole 10th.
Yes. Run out of time. So is Sherlock. Sherlock with a toe, but not quite close enough to attack. Maybe a bit of a mistake there by Di Gregorio, though. A bit wide. The Titus would be right here. Titus is searching around here. He might have an opportunity. He'll try to take the long way around. Doesn't work. A couple of turns to go. He's on it. He'll pull up to the right side. A dash to the line. It's Sherlock. He'll take it at the stripe. Sherlock ekes one out by 34 1/1000ths over Jowdy Gregorio there on the final lap. One little twitch of the rears in the middle of that lap, and it was on. Sherlock, a pounce. And he'll take another sprint victory on the season, and a well-timed one at that.
Indeed, Tommy. Those top three finish in the reverse order in which they sit in the points championship right now. So, I mean, things are continuing to get tighter and tighter here.
So we'll hopefully have a word then with Titus Sherlock. His car is continuing to head across the line here. It'll be Kyle Allen that will be on the pole for the sprint. We'll hopefully talk to the driver that will start 10th. Your sprint winner is Titus Sherlock. We'll be back here in just a moment for coverage of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series from Detroit Belle Isle.
40 Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 40 racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 40racewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... He landed in the divine dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Turn 200's coverage of the GoSquadra Formula Super Series at Detroit Belle Isle is presented by the SCP Foundation Database. Experience the SCP Foundation's database of dangerous and perplexing phenomena in this immersive audio adaptation of the long-running collaborative horror fiction series. Available wherever you listen to podcasts. 4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoe and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. And GoSquadra, the title sponsor of the Formula Super Series. GoSquadra's mission is to enhance race team management across all sim racing platforms. GoSquadra will connect drivers with teams, manage race events, create and edit stint schedules, enable easy stint adjustments on the fly during a live race, and much more. Coming soon, head over to GoSquadra.com. Thrilling conclusion to the sprint race here at Detroit Belle Isle, and it's Titus Sherlock with a well-timed move for a well-timed victory to open it up here tonight. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think it could have been much closer than that. Made it difficult for myself getting a pretty poor start, but fun ending and glad to get the win.
Certainly a fun ending. I mean, it looked like Zhao was slip-sliding around there the last couple of laps. It's so hard to make a pass here. I mean, did you have that one tucked away, knowing that was possible there in the last couple of laps?
It was a pretty unlikely move, but I noticed that he was using all of his supposed to pass a couple laps before the end, so I just tried to save a little bit just to have it at the end, and luckily he ran out a couple corners to go, and I still had some left, and I was able to get alongside on the exit of the corner and just out-dragged it on the straight with the push to pass. So worked out really well, and hopefully we can convert a future race, because I haven't finished a future race in a few months now, so hopefully we can get that done.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but I was going to ask what's the game plan here from the back row of the inverts, knowing how difficult this one is looking to be.
Yeah, it's just survive. I mean, it's just I had such a big championship lead and I haven't finished in so long. I just need to finish a race. And I feel like obviously I got pole and I was pretty quick that race. The pace is there. I just need to stay out of trouble and reach the finish line.
Any shout-outs for you before we let you go?
Yep, the whole Eclipse team, as always. A lot of good laps getting ready for this and some good execution there. So everyone involved, and the admins, of course, are putting on this series, and you guys for broadcasting. So thank you.
Absolutely, partner. Best of luck. We'll hopefully talk to you again at the end of the feature.
Appreciate it.
So that was Titus Sherlock. We got about a minute and a half left to go, Matt. Anything you're looking forward to in particular for this feature?
Well, I'm looking forward to hoping nobody does what Dan Micklin just did on the screen. Oh, my goodness. But the problem is that is very possible. I mean, I don't want to call it a jinx, but it was kind of a jinx. We got through the first lap pretty easily there. I don't want to say easily, but cleanly, I should say. And then all of a sudden, it just all happened at the same time. I think we need to execute patience for more than just one lap. And unfortunately, I always think that the race with the most amount of time is going to be the race where the drivers execute the most patience, and generally that is not the case. Usually the start of the feature race is where it really all happens, so hopefully we can have more than just 12 cars on the track at the end of the feature race. But I'll tell you what, if we have another thrilling finish like we just had there in the sprint, everybody in the chat is going to go home happy and with a good show, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Here's a quick look at what we got coming up here this week on Turn 200. Tomorrow night, it's the Venom Truck Series Chase. Their penultimate round of their championship is at the Monster Mile at Dover. So we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that. Wednesday night, the ASRL Sports Car Championship, presented by Eminent Signs and Graphics, will be live from Phillip Island Circuit for the second time on Turn 200. That'll be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday night. And it's Thursday, the round 3 opener for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series playoffs from Las Vegas at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So a lot of a lot of dramatic points championship racing here on the channel this week, and that includes this feature right here. It will kick off for 40 minutes at Detroit Belle Isle for the penultimate feature of the season, with Kyle Allen leading the field down into turn number 1. Dakota DeMaid will flank him to his left. It'll be Byron Daly and Cody Claiborne on row number 2. Christian Jasper, Zach Buchanan on the 3rd row. Jeff Groff and Mitch Welker on row 4. And Jowdy Gregorio, Titus Sherlock will make up the rest of the invert. Matt Schlosser and Hugo Galaz, 2 returnees tonight, will make up row number 6. The rest of the starting grid will scroll on past. And Matt Williamson got the weather conditions and also some strategy notes for you.
Certainly, we had great conditions for the sprint race, and they literally have not changed. 79 degrees is the track temperature, 71 degrees is the ambient, and still at 1 mile an hour for the wind conditions here for you. So nothing has changed as far as conditions go, and not a whole lot is changing here as far as strategy goes either, other than we got 40 minutes coming up for you here. Everything else pretty much applies, other than they will have to take a pit stop, and they will have to take tires on that pit stop coming up in the middle of this one.
Green flag is out for the 40-minute feature here. Not a good start off the line for Dakota DeMaid. They'll go 3 wide for second into the first turn. Byron Daly will get a 2-for-1 special, move up to second. Kyle Allen leading him into turn number 3. Oh, Titus Sherlock in the middle of 3 wide as now there's a spin behind. Brett Hahn has gone around into turn 3. Byron Daly hunting for the lead. Kyle Allen is at the front of the field. There's Mitch Welker through on Dakota DeMaid to sneak into the top 5. Oh, Allen.
Oh.
And Daly wheel to wheel, and Allen is going to give that spot up to Byron Daly.
Yeah, Allen had to roll out of it a bit, and now his amateur points championship competitor counterpart, Cody Claiborne, is right here behind him. They sit 2nd and 3rd at the moment. And Brett Hahn with the spin, he's the other AM battling in that championship, so things not looking great for the 71 at the moment.
Other than Hahn, it was a fairly clean opening lap. Titus Sherlock running in 9th. Jowdy Gregorio has just made a move up to 7th on Christian Jasper. Mitch Welker's up to 5th.
There's Sherlock to the inside of Jasper. Cameron Dance just behind, trying to get through as well.
Ooh, Jowdy Gregorio in the thick of it with Dakota DeMaid as well. He'll attempt to move forward here on Cody Claiborne.
Claiborne, after being there in 3rd, has been ousted by Buchanan, Welker, and now Jowdy Gregorio. Jow a move around the outside there.
Kyle Allen still holding up in 2nd, at least for now, as Welker nearly into the back of Zach Buchanan, who went wide. And he will pick off his teammate there for 4th, or rather for 3rd.
Oh, Sherlock to the inside of DeMaid. DeMaid put in a tough spot. Dance is going to get through as well. Now Christian Jasper side by side with Dakota DeMaid. He is going to get freight trained here.
Dan Miglin back to the pits with only 3 tires. His night is over.
DeMaid looked like he may have made some contact with the wall. I don't know if he picked up significant damage from that, but what I can tell you is he's lost about 5 positions in the last lap.
Next up for DeMaid is Matt Schlosser in 13th.
Zach Flaum, Michael Costello battling for position here. Flaum up to 16th. Oh, and Costello hit the wall there.
2.5 lead for Byron Daly. Kyle Allen is back in 2nd, but he's got Mitch Welker closing in rather quickly.
Oh, we just had a huge problem in the back of the field. Flaum, Wang, and Goyette all involved. We'll take a look at it here a little bit later when we get the opportunity.
Yeah, Goyette's got a problem. Flaum and Wang with a meatball flag as well. They're back to the pits.
Titus and Dance get through on Cody Claiborne. Mitch Welker's now gotten through on Allen, Zach Buchanan, and João Di Gregorio looking to do the same.
Yeah, Welker made that pass down the pit straight. Buchanan going to try and take the long way around, and Allen will give up those two positions and drop right into the lap of Titus Sherlock. Yes, indeed. This is the SCP Foundation Database Grand Prix of Detroit here tonight. As here's a look for Titus Sherlock on Kyle Allen to move up into the top 5. Cameron Dance will move through as well. So Allen, still the top AM, but fading through the field backwards towards Cody Claiborne, who's only a few car lengths behind now. Meanwhile, Mitch Welker is eating into the lead of Byron Daly rather quickly. It was over 2 seconds when he took the lead, or when he took second away. Now it's nearly inside of a second, just in a lap or so. Mario Cappellucci pitting inside the top 10 with damage.
And Allen's now been passed by Jasper. Cody Claiborne is up next. Claiborne trying to advance himself into the AM Championship. Came in third into the night. Trying to get to second here.
The top 4 about to be nose to tail. Daly leading Welker. Buchanan, Di Gregorio. Titus Sherlock 2 seconds down the road from the rest of the top 4. Purple sectors for Dance, Sherlock, and Welker at different points in this lap.
Keeping an eye on those AM points. No Nick Fleury here tonight, so that is going to shake things up a bit.
Certainly. Oh, problem for Nate Siefkert and Brian LaBarge as well. They are both stopped at different points on the track. Purple lap for Titus Sherlock, 12:69. Here's the move for the lead. Welker sends it on Daly into turn number 3 and will take the top spot away.
That's a tough turn to be on the outside, too. Those tire barriers jut out big time there on the outside. Daly does a nice job to navigate, not get too greedy.
Welker and Buchanan fighting for a team championship. Welker fighting for the individual title. You would imagine Buchanan getting his elbows out here, going to try and keep João Di Gregorio behind him for as long as possible. Buchanan, a feature winner a couple of weeks ago at Homestead Roval.
Whoa!
So
Di Gregorio had to.
João has a problem there.
Yeah,
why?
He had to get on the brakes big time. He about ran Buchanan over.
So it's now Di Gregorio who will bridge the gap back to Titus Sherlock and Cameron Dance and make this a 6-car soiree at the front of the field. Why not?
Well, if they're not careful, Welker's going to start to run away with it.
He's already kind of gotten on that path as he's a second and a half ahead. Here goes Buchanan into 3 and will get past Byron Daly to move up to second. So team drivers 1 and 2.
Whoa, Daly with a big snap of the front end there. Had to make a correction.
Oh, problems for Michael Costello and Matt Johnston. And they will both pick up meatball flags. Last week's feature winner not faring very well tonight at Detroit. Byron
Daly set up with a tough road to hoe here. few drivers behind him that are really itching to get through quickly.
Zhao needs to, is the problem.
I mean, Zhao and Titus, they really can't let Welker win this race here.
He's already 2.7 seconds further up than his teammate Buchanan. It's one thing to get past Byron Daly, but you're going to have to pass Mitch Welker's teammate.
Sherlock,
reel him in.
with nowhere to go here, he was weaving in and out of both lanes, but with Di Gregorio and Daly in front of him there, nearly side by side, there was nothing to do.
Zhao couldn't get through on Daly. It bottled up Sherlock and Dance. 3-second gap now between Welker and Buchanan.
Sherlock needs to be careful here as well because Dance can be very aggressive given the opportunity to be.
Man, Cameron Dance has been so fast this season, and he's had absolutely nothing to show for it.
Yeah, we got to talk to him a lot on the podium last season, and I'm not
we haven't
sure we've talked to him at all.
Nope.
here in season 2, so that's just the type of season it's been for Dance, unfortunately.
In his limited appearances, I'm not sure he's finished a race this season, to be honest with you.
Here goes Di Gregorio.
Zhao made quick work of him that time. It's the move he was trying to pull off on the last lap.
That's been the passing zone for everybody to get through on Daly so far. They set it up off of 2, down the straight, and get to the inside into turn 3.
So the gap between... Go ahead.
Sorry, that's how Welker, Buchanan, and Di Gregorio all got through on Daly.
The gap between Welker and Buchanan is stabilized. That's the good news. It's about 3 seconds. The problem is that Di Gregorio is now a second and a half behind Zach Buchanan. Oh, Kyle Allen has crashed. He is sitting perpendicular on the track.
If Claiborne can stick to his guns and get some points, some pretty good points here, he may put himself in a great position to win that AM championship going into next week.
Claiborne and Hahn are now the only two AMs undamaged on the track. Hahn back in 14th. As here is Cameron Dance making a move on Byron Daly. He will take that spot before they even hit turn number 3.
Yeah, Sherlock got to the inside of Byron, and Byron kind of had to slow down to not totally biff it into that awkward right-hander, and Dance just had a way through there as well.
Hello to Allen. Hello to Leighton Lewis as well. Christian Jasper is running in spot number 7.
Has been very quick tonight, by the way.
Yeah, he's been pretty sporty. He's got a big gap behind him and a big gap in front of him.
Oh, Buchanan's had a problem. Di Gregorio through to second.
Oh, and Buchanan's ripped the left front tire off.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to try and get to pit road to get this fixed, but no, never mind.
That would be difficult, borderline unwise. So, it's not what Welker wanted to see, that's for sure, for a couple of different reasons. But the pit window is now open for the leaders. They'll be coming to put lap number 11 on the board this time. Can't imagine anybody's going to pit this early unless they've got something wrong with their car. I feel like this will be a case much like we saw in Sebring for the front runners last season, where they were going to pit with just a few laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty consistently, I shouldn't say consistently, in most cases, the overcut has been the play to at least come in past the halfway mark for sure, if not stretch it quite a bit near to the end. I mean, we've almost always assumed that is what is going to transpire. However, oftentimes we just see people cut it in half anyways, even though statistically the overcut is almost always better.
Matt Johnson's had a problem. He will hit pit road with a meatball flag. Kyle Allen is around again, and he is high-centered it on a curb. He might have those rear tires on the ground. He is going to elect to tow, regardless. Christian Jasper will pit from 6th.
Jasper might be trying to put himself in some clean air here.
Well, I hate to say it, he already had some clean air. Christopher Hill now will pit as well, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these guys want to get in as early as possible.
I mean, it depends by the circuit, but more often than not, the overcut is generally the fastest way to do it. But not saying that might not be the case here tonight.
So Jasper will pit out. He will be in a good gap here. I think Christopher Hill, likewise, is going to be out on the open road. So we'll see what that gets him. Looks like 16 drivers are on the track at the current moment. It's a 4-second lead for Mitch Welker.
I will say that Hill was tucked in right behind Schlosser and may have been having a hard time getting through, so just decided to get away from him with the pit stop and see if he can get into no traffic and just put some laps in.
Well, Mitch Welker went purple, then João de Gregorio went purple by almost 2 full tenths. Titus Sherlock, Cameron Dance, Byron Daly all ran personal fastest laps. So I'd say these tires are just now starting to hit their stride here on lap 13.
And those top 3, currently Welker, De Gregorio, and Sherlock, they of course finished in the reverse order for the sprint. It was Sherlock, De Gregorio, and then Welker on the podium in the sprint race. But De Gregorio and Sherlock, they need to get ahead of Welker here to get themselves max points headed into next week. In fact, De Gregorio might be able to get himself the lead in the championship if he is able to get around Welker.
Purple middle sector for Mitch Welker. So he's on another good lap here. Problems for Nate Siefker once again. Pointed the wrong direction. But a quick 180 will get him backfired the correct direction here. Welker into the 111s. 111.95.
And 3 whole tenths faster than João the last time around.
Yeah, big fall off there for João from lap to lap. Jeff Groff is in from 7th. Welker into some lap traffic here. Required to hold their line, and that is exactly what he's done.
Well, there's my nightly blink for the evening. I don't see anybody with tires falling off at the moment.
That's good. Shout out to our buddy Hugo Galaz, who's back in the field here tonight. We didn't give much hoopla to it earlier in the race, but it's great to have Hugo back here on turn 200. He's just hit pit road. He's still trucking here in the feature at Belle Isle.
You know, we saw some drivers come in early. I know that it's a pretty bumpy circuit. I really don't know. I haven't raced here, really, so I don't know what the tire fall-off is like. But maybe this surface is doing a number on these tires. I mean, we saw João in the sprint race start to struggle after 15 minutes on this set of tires as well. And he's started to fall off lap time-wise a little bit again here as well compared to his competitors. So that could be playing a factor here as well.
Yeah, Sherlock Dance and I guess just Sherlock and Dance both into the 111s as, Jeff Groff has crashed. He was leading the drivers that had been down pit road to that point, and there is some heavy damage on the 25 machine.
Oh, boy, Siefker. They're on the outside of Jasper there. That was a little bit too close, maybe.
Purple lap for Mitch Welker, 1:11.809, a 1:11.86 for Joe DiGregorio. And Sherlock and Dance also in the 1:11s here. So the gap is hanging right around 4.5 seconds. It's been inside of 4 seconds. Never been much higher than this, though, since Zhao's gotten up to second. Zhao's got 2 seconds back to tie to Sherlock. Sherlock standing on guard here because he's got half a second back to Cameron Dance, and Dance is also pretty quick here.
I think these two might be pushing themselves as well. It never hurts to have a competitor pushing you to run your hardest at all times. I mean, you don't want to make a mistake, obviously, but if you can put in that work together, I mean, they are catching Zhao here. Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look at one of the incidents that we missed. This was a pretty good-sized one here. Flaum, Wang, and Goyette all tangled. This is Goyette going to take a look to the inside of Flaum. Flaum thinks he's got plenty of room, but comes down into that line. And actually, I take that back. That was not Goyette. That may have been Costello. And indeed it was. But Costello tries to get to the inside of Flaum. Flaum goes for the spin. And unfortunately, a couple of drivers got involved there. Goyette, Wang, into the mix.
And it is true that Titus Sherlock is outpacing Joe DiGregorio, but right now Cameron Dance is outpacing them both. The bad news for Titus Sherlock is he's right here under the rear wing.
And I believe this is Galaz in front of them that they're going to try and work through. And they do successfully.
Hugo's already made his pit stop. DiGregorio last time 2/10 off of the pace set by Mitch Welker up front. Only one of the top 5 to go sub 112 last time around. I always watch these races from the blimp cam, and whenever I can get a head-on shot down some of these straightaways, it is remarkable how tidy some of these turns are. I mean, Sherlock is going right up to the barriers on most of these turns. It is sketchy, to say the least.
And I think Dance just got a little too close to one of those barriers.
It wouldn't surprise me if they both had a couple of brushes to this point. So Cody Claiborne hanging on the top AM in 6th. We've had a handful of drivers make their pit stops already from the top 10. But the actual top 10 have yet to come down pit road as they run.
Dance and Sherlock by far the closest battle on the track. Nobody really within about a second and a half of each other other than these two.
Last time by, Joe DiGregorio outpaced Mitch Welker and set a personal fastest lap. Brett Hahn will pit from 9th. Well, you talk about Titus Sherlock getting pushed. He certainly is as well. That was a big snap of oversteer. Dance with his hands full to keep it out of the barriers. Welker will answer with a purple lap of his own. DiGregorio goes purple to follow. 1:11.60 for DiGregorio. Oh, Cody Claiborne has just towed back to the pits. He's out. Missing the left front tire, Claiborne, the top AM, is not going to finish the race. Oh, goodness.
Man, he would have had such a great point state here on those other two to put himself in such a great spot going into the final round. That is unfortunate.
And Nate Siefker is just towed back to the pits now as well. He is missing his left front tire. Man, oh man. Detroit says we haven't hit the quota. If they're not careful, Sherlock and Dance will end up just like those two.
Yeah, I mean, the field has certainly gotten rocked tonight. There's no doubt about it.
It's been rocked for the last month. Luckily, an off week before the championship in 2 weeks at Road America. But they haven't stopped getting blow after blow after blow since Chicago. DiGregorio continuing to close on Mitch Welker, but it's at tenths and hundredths at a time. The gap is still 4 seconds. He needs half seconds and seconds. Oh, Dance right up onto the barrier there. Nearly into the back of Titus Sherlock around the tight right-hander.
I can guarantee you what we're going to see. We're going to see João DiGregorio really try and send it into pit lane whenever he does decide to come in. I mean, that's a place where you can make up a lot of time should you do it correctly.
And if you don't, you will probably drop out of the top 5 and maybe out of the championship contention. João is yet to win a feature this season. He only won one last season en route to his championship. But he cleans up on the sprints. That's one thing that has not changed from last season to this season. Purple lap for DiGregorio last time. 1:11.56. And again, that's slightly less than a tenth. That's 900ths faster than what Welker put up. So what is the crossover point that you're aiming for here if you're DiGregorio? You have to pit by the time the leader takes 2 laps to go.
Unfortunately for João, looking at the sectors here, I don't think this is going to end up being a very good lap.
It's fast, but not fast enough. Titus Sherlock just piped in the purple lap, trying to get away from Cameron Dance. Dance may be starting to feel the effects of riding behind Sherlock for so long. Slip back to half a second now. Not that that's a lot, but it's more than what it's been.
And João lost 0.3 to Welker.
Yeah, it's back to 4.5 seconds. So João looking for anything here. Still awaiting pit stops from the top 7. Welker, DiGregorio, Sherlock, Dance, Daly, Schlosser, and DeMade. Christian Jasper is leading those drivers who have been down pit road as, DiGregorio's had a problem. He has crashed. João DiGregorio from second is out of the race. Oh, no. Heard the sliding of the tires. They're in the little roundabout section, and DiGregorio has crashed out. We'll have to take a look at what happened to him and also to Cody Claiborne as well, who was riding in the top AM position at the time that he made his way out.
Yep, here it is. Here is DiGregorio's incident. And he just, I mean, really not doing anything too different there. He just lost the rear end going through the sweeping left. We'll go on board so you can see it. There's a lot of bumps on this racetrack, and it's like he got into the throttle right as he was going over one of those bumps. And it just sent that rear end around. And unfortunately, he backed it pretty hard into the fence. Huge good battle between Jasper and DeMade. Jasper's already been down pit road. DeMade has not. So Jasper will decidedly have this position at least at some point. But it's another 12 seconds up to Schlosser, who DeMade is battling. So Jasper should be able to get through on Schlosser as well.
So not quite the last AM standing, but Brett Hahn has now moved into the top 10. Kyle Allen is still racing, but he is at least one lap down, if not two, as there goes Jasper through on DeMade.
And now let's take a look at the Claiborne incident. And I have a feeling... Oh, no, this is not in the same spot. But Claiborne loses it in a left-hand turn again. This one's a little bit tighter. But very much the same. No contact with the outside wall. He was making a left-hander, trying to get in the throttle, and the rear end went around. Starting to see the car behave a little bit differently for some of these drivers with less fuel and wear on the tires. And it's reached up and bit a couple of them here late.
So Sherlock now in second, still having to fend off Cameron Dance. As, Byron Daly in fourth with an issue. He's Austin Powers it down one of the straightaways. But we'll get it back going. Not going to cost him a position yet. He's still well clear of Matt Schlosser.
But once he takes his pit stop, it may allow Jasper to get through.
Indeed. Jasper 23 seconds behind. That would time out to be about right. So same song and dance. Sherlock marginally quicker than Welker, as Cameron Dance will come down pit road. But still 5.5 seconds. Problems for Christopher Hill. He has crashed out. Goodness gracious.
Yep.
Man, this back half of the schedule has been just brutal. Barber was supposed to be the easy one. And 12 cars finished that race too. We're down to 12 now.
I was going to say, I'm not sure we're going to have 12 finish this one.
Byron Daly down pit road. Titus Sherlock find 5 seconds on Mitch Welker in the next 6 minutes.
The FSS drivers may vote against street courses for next season. I don't know if they have a vote, but if they did, I can see that.
Here's Mitch Welker in. Sherlock will take the lead for the first time. Jack goes up, tires come off. It's a verifiably clean pit stop for Mitch Welker as long as he nails the dismount. He might be en route to another victory here tonight. It'll be his 4th on the season. But Titus Sherlock also looking for his 4th.
Sherlock has been really stretching the tires out around some of these corners. We've seen the rear end slipping and sliding. Sure, we'll probably see him in this time.
Five minutes to go. Sherlock bypasses. $111,868 for Sherlock last time by. Of course, giving you Welker's lap time here isn't going to matter because he's on his out lap.
By the way, Jasper well past Byron Daly.
Yeah, about 9 seconds up the road. So Jasper eyeing down potentially a 4th place finish here after Schlosser comes down pit road. So will this be the lap for Titus Sherlock? It will. Very aggressive entry. A little over 5 seconds behind when Mitch Welker gave up the lead. Welker goes by now. With 3 minutes left to go, it's going to take a mistake from Mitch Welker to bring Titus Sherlock back into the fold. The good news for Sherlock is he's gapped Cameron Dance enough to where he could focus forward here.
Yeah, Sherlock did make up quite a bit of time. It's only a 3.5 second gap now, but as you said, without a mistake from Welker, Sherlock is not going to be able to do anything about this one. Matt Schlosser down pit road. Jasper will go by.
Great run for C-Jazz. Here's Dakota DeMade in it as well. And that should be about everybody down pit road. On the cold tires here, Sherlock has let Cameron Dance close back in. Should be 2 laps to go for Welker. Cameron Dance with the purple lap. Sherlock going to fight for second like his season depends on it because it very well may. Road America in 2 laps. Or in 2 weeks, excuse me. Go ahead.
That purple lap for Dance was absolutely massive. It was a 1:11.32. Your leader, Mitch Welker, ran a 1:11.91. I mean, it was 0.6 faster than the leader here.
Brian LaBarge with a problem. He is towed back to the pits.
Cameron is going to try and get through on Sherlock. There's no doubt about it.
One lap to go for Mitch Welker.
Dan's pushed it in there and trying to get to Sherlock, but maybe got a little too close. Kind of had to back up a little bit. Oh, and Dan's has had a problem. He's hit the outside wall.
Dan's going for it on the final lap. Two turns to go for Mitch Welker en route to another victory. Welker is in the driver's seat headed to Road America. Welker takes the SCP Foundation Database Grand Prix of Detroit. Titus Sherlock will finish one at a crucial time here tonight. He'll take second. Cameron Dance will round out the podium. And it's another 30 seconds back to Christian Jasper, looking to round out the top, or to enter the top 5 here. What a big night for Mitch Welker. Jasper will take 4th. Byron Daly will round out the top 5 after leading some laps early in this one. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, this, I mean, Welker's going to be in control of this points championship here.
Jaude Gregorio will finish in 14th. He now is in the long shot position with Road America 2 weeks ahead. You'll have some time to strategize. Welker with the Ryan Blaney mentality of never burning it down after the end of the race.
At least running it off the chip now. That only lasts so long.
I'll go ahead and give you the full finishing rundown here with yet another victory for Mitch Welker here tonight. And in fact, that is win number 4 on the season for Mitch Welker. Congrats to him. We'll talk to him here in just a second. We'll talk to Titus Sherlock and Cameron Dance hopefully here momentarily as well. 4th place for Christian Jasper, another top 5 for him. Byron Daly back at the top 5 here tonight in 5th. Matt Schlosser will finish in 6th in his return. Last driver on the lead lap, Dakota DeMade in 7th. Brett Hahn will finish in 8th. He'll be the top AM. We'll talk to him here in just a second. Hugo Galaz is back and will finish in 9th. Nick Goyette will round out the top 10. Kyle Allen will finish in 11th, and he'll be the last driver to do so, as it's DNFs from here on out. Brian the Barge, Christopher Hill, Jaude Gregorio in 14th. Cody Claiborne, Nate Seifker, Jeff Groff, Zach Buchanan, Matt Johnson, and Michael Costello, the top 20. Mario Cappellucci, Zach Flown, JJ Wang, and Dan Miglin, the rest of the finishers here tonight at Detroit Belle Isle. We'll wait just a second here for Brett Hahn to make his way in, and actually, we'll just move things along. We'll hot swap Brett Hahn into booth 200. Not quite the last AM standing here tonight, but the last AM to not have a big problem, that's for sure. But we'll walk away with the honors here tonight at a good time headed into the finale in a couple of weeks. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. It was an eventful one, just like the sprint race there. Spun on lap 1 going into, I think, turn 3 there. Had too much rear brake and lost the brake marker. Luckily, no one got me. I was able to keep out of everyone's way, get back rolling. And I guess maybe that was a blessing in disguise, as kept us out of all the drama and just tried to hit our marks and just stay alive.
Yeah, staying alive. I mean, that's been the theme of the back half of this season. You've seemed to persevere here the last few weeks. You got to be feeling good headed into Road America in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I am, Tommy. Points, especially the AM points, are pretty close between myself. Nick had to miss tonight, and then Cody Claiborne, Kyle Allen's also kind of in the mix as well. So it's going to come down to, I think, Road America. So that should be another storyline for you to cover. But yeah, we feel pretty good walking away with the car in one piece. That's a big pat on the back for myself around this place.
Great job here tonight. Anybody want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, of course, all the Brett the Jet fans out there, Grandma, Grammy, Mom, Dad, and then all the other fans. You guys that turned 200, Tommy and Matt, you guys do a great job. Can't wait to rewatch this. Of course, all the admins here at the Formula Super Series, and then all the sponsors here that make this happen. So can't do it without all the help there. And congrats to those top guys. Once again, they are blistering fast as always.
Great job here tonight, partner. We'll hopefully talk to you when it's all said and done at Road America in 2 weeks.
All right, Tommy. That's what we're hoping for as well. Have a good one.
Boy, this Discord server is a ghost town. There are your podium finishers in here and 2 other drivers, and that is it. No Cameron Dance. If he pops in late, we'll have a word with him. But we will talk to your sprint winner, who will bring it home second here tonight in the feature. It was a survived feature. Check mark there. Podium finish as well. Nice job here tonight, Titus.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Just did what I needed to do and got to the finish line eventually. So good day.
Some well-executed passes. Not too much craziness in front of you. You did have to dodge Zhao there at one point through the tight left-hander there. But, this looked pretty tricky here tonight without having to dodge too much or have to worry about getting sent on.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We just had a couple slower cars ahead of us due to the reverse grid, which it kind of punishes you when you get pole and win the sprint. You kind of have to start behind the other fast guys. So just did my best. And, John made that mistake. Probably would have finished third. He was, we were all top 4, really. We're all pretty similar pace, so it was just kind of down to who made a mistake and was able to keep Cameron behind and capitalized on Zhao's mistake there.
Matt, what you got?
Well, nice job tonight. FSS has been to a lot of short and tight courses as of late, but we go to the season finale at Road America, maybe the biggest circuit will be to all season. What do you think going into Road America with a chance to take the championship here?
Yeah, looking at it, looks like we're only 9 points behind or so it's going to be close, and that track definitely promotes close racing. There's so much draft and long straights and hard braking zones. It's a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, great job here tonight. Well done. Way to get yourself back into the fight. Anybody else you want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, just the whole Eclipse team. Michael for being my spotter there after he had an unfortunate incident earlier on, and yeah, everyone that puts on this league, thank you.
Great job here tonight. We'll hopefully talk to you again in a couple of weeks at Road America.
Appreciate it.
We will talk to Cameron Dance for the first time here this season. One of the mainstays from season 1. It's great to have Cameron Dance back at booth 200 here tonight, though. Well done on the podium.
Yeah, cheers. It was probably a little bit unfortunate that I hit the wall in the last lap, but at the same time, it's also like I probably wouldn't have had me anyway. So happy to finally get on the podium for the first time this season. It's been a bit of a shocker in some regards, but look, I'm not going to complain. Like, it's been a really, really fun track and a really fun race, that one.
I don't think it's that much of a shocker. Maybe just how you feel about this track means that it's a shocker. But, I mean, you've had great pace whenever we've seen you here this season, and it's just been a season of attrition for everybody, but you included as well. Going for it there on the last lap, trying to get it done after going plus 10 through the field to start this race. I mean, I would imagine you were just going for it there, trying to make anything stick.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last season when we did this track, I obviously did quite well, and knowing that I was going to have pretty decent pace again, it was like pretty a surprise at least to say, especially with the way that this competition's stepped up its game in the second season. So I'm pretty happy with the result, to be honest. I thought we were going to get fourth at one point, just with the fact that Joe and the rest of them were a little bit quicker, and with the way it ended up happening, we ended up on the podium. So that's a bonus. But it's just been a weird season all in general for me, with it being up down. There's been plenty of pace, that's not lacking. It's just been the luck, unfortunately. So but at the end of the day, we're back in the top 10 in points as well. So hopefully in the last couple of races, we can move up a bit more.
Matt, what you got?
Yeah, congrats on a great race, and it's great to get to talk to you again here. Certainly, luck has not been on your side this season, but the pace has certainly been there. It's good to see you do well here tonight. And what do you say we go get a couple more podiums next week and finish out the season strong?
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. We'll see what happens though. Obviously, this season's been a bit unpredictable in what's been happening with getting caught up in incidents and various other things. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We just got to push on and see what we can do. Hopefully, get on the podium again, and yeah, move up on the points we got.
Oh, great job here tonight. Anybody want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, just obviously shout out to all the boys at Orbit Drop Me Motorsport and everybody that's on the car, Hybrid Tune, Demon Tweaks, Fight CRC, Sim Racing Bible, Sim 3D, you guys for the awesome broadcast as always, and all the boys for the awesome racing.
Well, great job here tonight. Great to get to talk to you. We'll hopefully talk to you again at Road America.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
And now, we'll bring in Mitch Welker once again as a winner here with the GoSquadra Formula Super Series in a very well-timed victory at that. After a third-place finish in the sprint, we'll bring it home P1 in the feature. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, great night. This is my favorite track, so I always go and feel like I got a good chance, and we pulled it off.
I mean, you tightened things up there towards the end of the sprint. It was obvious that you had the pace. You get to start in front of Zhao and in front of Titus. You make quick work of Byron Daly and others to get yourself to the front of this field. And then from there, you kind of trade purple laps back and forth with the guys around you. But the good news is there aren't really any guys really around you. You held on to a 3 to 5 second lead for the rest of the race there on afterwards.
Yeah, it's certainly pretty advantageous with that start. I mean, obviously you have to do a little bit of racing to get through to the front there, but it was helpful how things kind of fell for me. And Zach obviously playing a really great teammate role. He's always willing to kind of play the team game and, let me through if I'm obviously quicker, and that's exactly what happened, and that helped a lot. He was able to hold up Joao for a good little while there, which I think really helped seal that. So big shouts to him for that. Yeah, just had a real clean go of things to get up through there. I don't know what else to say.
Matt, what do you got for the race winner?
Yeah, congrats on a pretty dominating performance here in the feature race. It's hard to believe, but we are to our last round of the season here in a couple of weeks, and you are at the forefront of the points championship. Really, I mean, at this point, Zhao is maybe an outside shot. You're really battling Titus. How do we feel going into the final round?
Road America, I'm feeling okay about. It's not a place where I'd particularly struggle. There's just going to be a lot of slipstream and maybe a little bit of pack racing happening. Maybe not pack racing, but closer than this, where you can easily draft your way back up to somebody. So it's just going to be important to execute like we have been, qualify up front, stay out of trouble. And I think we'll have ourselves a good night and have ourselves a championship at the end of that.
Well, when you put it like that, it all sounds so easy. But I'm sure everybody's going to have their hands full at Road America in a couple of weeks. But you got some time to strategize. But in the meantime, you get to celebrate another victory for you. Third feature of the season, 4th checkered flag overall. Congratulations. Anybody want to shout out or say hi to?
Yeah, shouts to Alan. He was watching tonight. Big thanks for the support. He's actually upstairs right now, hopefully still watching this interview. Shout out to Zach, obviously, again. Just playing a great team game, and I think we've nearly clinched the team's championship. It'd be really hard to lose it next week if we're both still in the race. So, like I said, we just have to come here and execute. It's a mindset thing, Either you can make it the hardest thing ever to go into the final race and try and win the title, or you can make it the easiest thing ever. You just do the same thing you've been doing, and you'll probably be okay. So yeah, me and Zach are just going to go there and keep doing the same thing we have been, and hopefully lock this thing up.
Great mindset as always. Thank you for the time, and congrats on another victory.
Thanks. Have a good night.
That is Mitch Welker, again, a winner. He's the points leader heading into the final round. Again, it's in 2 weeks at Road America. Yeah, only 11 drivers finished here tonight. It was another one. This last month has just been absolute carnage. Great racing amongst the leaders, and some unpredictability as well there for a couple of weeks with 3 first-time winners in a row. But Mitch Welker tonight is the combo breaker. He gets the points leaders back to the forefront of the racing here tonight at Belle Isle, and some momentum for Welker and Sherlock in their quest for the championship in 2 weeks at Road America.
Yeah, it was great stuff up there at the front of the field, and of course, why wouldn't it be? The championship adversaries were at the forefront of the picture for most of the night until Zhao unfortunately had that incident to kind of put him on the outside looking in going into the final round. But yeah, I mean, Titus is always going to give it everything he's got. Sounded like he likes Road America and knows that it's going to be close racing, so he's up for the challenge. Of course, Mitch, I mean, we heard his thoughts on it. I mean, he's pretty confident he's going to be able to get that thing done, and I don't see why that wouldn't be the case either. So looking forward to seeing that one here in a couple of weeks' time. Shout out to everybody that was here with us tonight. Appreciate it. Alan also mentioned in the interview there with Mitch, so shout out to Alan for being with us here tonight and cheering on Mitch in his championship endeavors. Jeff Mathis was here as well as Leighton Lewis cheering on CJazz, Christian Jasper. Jasper had a good night here tonight as well. That was fun to see. Tally, Max Taylor, they were both here as well, I think. Oh, and of course, it's Gabe Plays cheering on JJ Wang. Thank you guys for tuning in, chatting with us here tonight. Always appreciate the folks that are in the chat, but also appreciate the folks that were just watching as well. Tommy, we have more coming up this week.
Lots of championship implications here this week on the channel. It's the penultimate round of the first ever Venom Truck Series Chase. That is tomorrow night at the Monster Mile Dover. That'll be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch some trucks at Dover tomorrow night. Wednesday night, it is the ASRL Limited Science and Graphics Sports Car Championship from Phillip Island Circuit, round number 2 of their championship, or rather, rounds 3 and 4 of their championship. That will kick off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Then it's back to championship racing, as it is the opening race of round number 3 of the Max v CNC Home Designs Truck Series playoffs from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That will kick off at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, we are off next Monday night with the GoSquadra from the Super Series. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the season finale from Road America at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll hope to catch you there. That is all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to the SCP Foundation Database Grand Prix. Again, you can catch that wherever you listen to your podcasts, preferred podcasting platform. Good audio horror fiction series for the SCP Foundation database. Thank you to them for supporting the GoSquadra form of the Super Series. Thank you to 4D Raceware and GoSquadra.com as well. Thank you to the admin team here with the form of the Super Series. Thank you to Matt Short as well. I keep forgetting to mention him, but to appreciate the work that he does as the FSS test driver and also giving us the lap for the broadcast every week. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that was watching. Shout out to the FSS and FRS crew. Thank you to the GOAT, the one and only Mr. Matt Williamson as well. That's all we got for you here tonight. Until we meet again here from Detroit, Belle Isle, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long, and congratulations to Titus Sherlock on a sprint victory and Mitch Welker on tonight's feature victory. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.